Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Taylor. And you know, every once in a while, there's something that just dominates the conversation in the game industry. Something that does something so different and everybody has to take notice. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, and that was the PT playable teaser demo game thing that was released for PlayStation 4 last week. And for those of you who don't know, I'll go over it and just kind of share my thoughts, and I just really wanted to have a chat about it because this was something so different and something that I'd never really seen before. And apparently this is the first time anybody's ever done anything like that. So to kind of start off, basically what happened was at Sony's media briefing last week at Gamescom in Germany, they announced a swath of indie games, and then they announced this new game called PT, and they didn't show a lot. They just showed a lot of face cam scares and things of that nature, and they showed a small clip of walking down a dark hallway, and there was a kind of scary looking figure that turned their head to the side. But the cool thing was they said that it was available to download right then and there, right as soon as they announced it. You can go on the PlayStation 4 store and download it and check it out. And what had me intrigued though is they called it an interactive teaser. And when I think teaser, I'm like, okay, so a short trailer. So my thought was, I'm like, oh, maybe it's a YouTube video and it's got annotations that you click on and maybe you can change the way it plays that way. That's what I was thinking. But no, it's an actual game that you play that you can download for free. And basically what it is it's an L-shaped hallway. You go down one hallway, you can go to the end, that's it. There's a bathroom. There's a couple little, there's a couple little things you can interact with. There's different objects like a radio and a phone and things of that nature, which is interesting, and it was very puzzling. It caught everybody by fire. Like that first day it came out, it didn't take people long to finish it. But what it ended up being was a puzzle that would announce a new game. And of course, if you haven't heard by now, that game was Silent Hills. Not Silent Hill, but Silent Hills, a new game in the franchise from Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro. And then the great part is the whole game is in first person, this PT demo, but then when it zooms out, it shows Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. He plays Daryl on The Walking Dead, and he's apparently going to be the main character. And I just thought the whole thing was brilliant. Like, what an absolutely cool, brilliant way to announce a game. I've never seen anything like that. Normally, they'll just release a trailer or a bit of gameplay, and that's how they'll announce it. But this is like, no, you're going to play our demo, you're going to get to the end, and then once you've completed it, your reward is this announcement of this new game. And by the time I downloaded it and got home, the secret was already out, because I'm on Twitter and NeoGAF all day. I know if something breaks, I'll know the second it happens, for better or worse. But when I came home that night, I turned off all the lights, I turned it up loud, and I started playing, and I kid you not, I couldn't play by myself for more than like 5 minutes. I got freaked out. There's a part when, doors kind of jiggle, and then there's this one part when the bathroom will open and a little ghost lady will shut the door real quick, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And there's a couple parts that really made me jump. One of them was, as you turn the hallway, you just see this shadowy figure standing at the end of the hallway, and you have to walk towards it. That's the way you advance, because basically what it is this L-shaped hallway, it just keeps looping itself. There's a door on each end, and as you go through one door, you go to the next one and you just loop it. And each time you start the loop over, something different is happening in the hallway. Whether a new door is open, there's new objects, the lighting's different. There's just minute differences every time you start it. But then the one part that really just scared me, made me scream like a little girl, I kid you not, the neighbors probably heard me, was this part when the radio is talking and it says, turn around, I told you, turn around, and you turn around and that ghost chick is right in your face, and it's a jump scare, and basically she'll kill you and it'll start the loop over. And I'm not even kidding, I screamed so loud. And me and my roommates were playing this together, they were watching me play. And it was embarrassing, but also cool at the same time that we can just have this kind of shared experience, and that honestly, I don't get scared by games that often, even like the games that make you jump or whatever. But this game genuinely terrified me. Like, I didn't want to walk down the hallway. I didn't want to go in the bathroom. I didn't know what was around the corner. And just the graphical fidelity was amazing. And later, the next day, Jeff Keighley interviewed Hideo Kojima at Gamescom, and he asked him about this PT thing, and he said, I think the hardest part was lowering the graphical fidelity of the quality of it, because we needed to make it look like it was an indie game. Because it was announced that this was a 7780's studio was working on it, which is of course a fake name now, but so they had to make you believe that this was just an independent game. But this is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. The details and the pills on the ground and the pictures were of real people, and the textures on everything, it was amazing. And then the animation on the ghost lady that haunts you throughout the whole game. Man, that was one of the creepiest things I've ever seen in a game. It just creeped me the heck out. But I just think this is so cool, and I think this is not the last time we're gonna see a game announced this way, where it's gonna release a demo and you think it's one thing and it completely throws you off and it's something else. And to me, that this was just one of the coolest things to happen in games in years, because every website, every forum, everybody was talking about this. Everybody wanted to not only beat it, because you can beat the game eventually. You get the phone to ring and it tells you you've been chosen, and then it'll play the teaser. But what people really wanted to know is how to get that to trigger, because it wasn't automatic. It's not like you just go through and you click a couple things and you're done. No. It seemed to be random. It seemed to be different for every player. And to get to that sequence probably only takes about 10-15 minutes. It's the final loop of the puzzle of that demo. And me and my roommates, we were playing it, I kid you not, for about 2 or 3 hours trying to figure this out. Because at certain points it's putting out numbers, so it's like, and then also the clock chimes 12, so it's like, okay, do we go through the door corresponding with the chime and the number? So on the second chime we walk through the door, and then we go through without doing it. So we were trying everything. But the prevailing theory that we found that worked for us was that you have to have a microphone plugged in, and you talk into it as you're playing that final loop, and then the phone will ring. And amazingly enough, that worked. We were stuck on that final level, and within 10 minutes of us putting on the headphones and just walking around and trying different things, we got the thing to trigger, and we beat it. And people have said that they beat it without putting headphones on, without streaming it, but there's something to do with it, and that's the mystery. That's the cool thing, is everybody's going to have a different experience, and I believe that's why this new game is going to be called Silent Hills and not just Silent Hill, because I think the final game is going to be everybody experiences it in a different way. And I just think it's so cool that there was so much discussion going on about this, and I've seen a ton of my favorite YouTubers putting out videos about this, just discussing it, putting out Let's Plays, and even the big sites like IGN, Game Trailers, everybody was talking about this game. So if you have a PlayStation 4, I encourage you to go download it. If you haven't already, it's free. It might take you hours to beat it, you might never beat it, it might take you 10 minutes, it depends. I will say that it is very scary, so if you don't like scary games, you're not gonna like this, but if you enjoy that kind of thing, then you're gonna love it. And I can't wait for the full game. It's the kind of horror game I've been waiting for. I love the minute-to-minute tension. I played for 3 hours, and just the tension of going around every corner, clicking on every little thing. You just never knew what was around the corner, and that's the kind of experience I love. So anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm sitting here in my living room, and it's dark, so I kind of wanted to set the same tone that the game was setting. And yeah, just let me know what you think. If you've played it, if you enjoy scary games, if you're looking forward to this, and maybe some of your favorite scary games that you've played. I'd love to talk about that. That's one of my favorite genres. I'm really looking forward to, Alien Isolation and The Evil Within. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and as always, thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you later.